Before we get into the main topic, so I did also want to, while we're just kind of talking about some stuff off the top, might as well bring these up too. We had some new Venom posters come out. I'm not sure exactly how new these are because these they're still listed as coming out on October 15th when the movie's
That was
since been pushed back 3 weeks.
yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that these posters were made up and not edited to reflect the new release date, which is interesting because like I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering correctly, I'm trying to find where I pulled these posters from. Um so it was a recent thing than when these came out, and I'm fairly certain it had already been delayed when these got released, but I might be wrong. Yeah, so
Mhm.
these posters came out at least on Superhero Hype, where I first saw the article that posted these. It was 6 days ago, and pretty sure they pushed the movie back
It's been over a
yeah,
week, I
more than
think.
6 days ago.
Yeah,
So it's weird that they didn't go in and edit this to reflect the new release date. Because I'm not
sure.
crazy, right? It was originally going to come out on not originally, quote unquote, but it was set for October 15th, and then they pushed it back an additional 3 weeks. Not the 3-week delay is
No,
October
it's still
15th,
October
right?
15th. No, it must have been set for September because,
Was it set for September?
well, here, I'm pulling up there's a article about it. Yeah, it was set for September 24th, and they pushed it back to the 15th,
Okay,
so
so
that
then
is the
this makes
correct.
sense then. Okay, for whatever
Yeah.
reason, I always thought that they pushed it back to October because it made sense to be an October movie.
I'm guessing that's why we got that actually makes a lot of sense. I'm guessing that's why we got these posters was also to help push the new date out there too.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense. I like the posters though, because you have
Yeah,
it's
that
kind of
one looks
simple,
good.
but it looks good. And then the other one's just pretty much a take on the first Venom trailer. Instead of it being Eddie Brock's face, Tom Hardy, it's Carnage. Because the other one
Yeah.
was like Eddie Brock and then Venom, and then now it's Carnage
The
and
one
Venom.
thing I'll the one thing I'll say, and you can see it right there, like they are so similar
Mhm.
besides the color, and that's a very dark red too, by the way. That's not a bright, vibrant red. That's a very dark red. And like I'm telling you, man, I'm really worried when you get into the movie and they're fighting. It's just gonna be like, okay, there's stuff happening. I don't know what it is, but
That's
I
fair.
don't know.
But
Like
it
I'm
can't be
really,
worse than the Riot fight in the first one, because Riot was literally
I
like
have to go back and
gunmetal.
rewatch that. Okay,
Like,
I
dude,
have
he
to go
was
back and rewatch
gunmetal
that because
and
I
Venom's
don't.
black, so it was, like,
Yeah.
impossible to see. When they were fucking all fucking tendrils going at it and whatnot, you didn't know what the hell was
You didn't know
happening.
whose were whose.
You don't know
Yeah, well,
who's
that's
doing what.
exactly, and maybe that's one of the reasons I also didn't care, because I don't remember really liking I have to go back and rewatch the first Venom because I just don't have very good memories of that. Like, I watched it once, and I was like, "Really? That's everybody's losing their shit over this?"
I liked it.
But
I thought it was good.
okay, well,
I
again,
didn't love
I'll
it,
go back and
but
I'll go back and rewatch it. I'll give it another shot because I just remember thinking kind of like, really? Because it was hyped up, like people were
yeah,
loving it, and I was like, all right, I need to see it.
and did
But
well.
yeah, I mean, this with Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson, I don't see how it can be bad. But again, like I'm really, if I you just lose me. You completely lose me if your fights are not if you can't tell what's going on. Movies with shaky cam footage, movies with, it just I tune out. I'm just like, what the F? Like, why won't you just show me what's going on? I know why you won't, because either your stunts aren't good or your VFX aren't good or whatever. Um,
Or
but
it's a choice you made that's a very bad choice.
it's a very bad choice, yes.
The only thing that I would say I could see you potentially having problems if it's just, like, overtly, like, nighttime, then it might be kinda hard, but as long as they have I think the red and black is a good enough contrast between the
Right
2.
here, I'll say it is, yeah.
Yeah,
In this shot, I think that there's a very there's, it's a lot easier to tell them apart. Um,
but this is also really well lit, and we've seen just from the
exactly.
trailers that, like, the church scene, it's at night, and they're obviously gonna do a
Yes.
lot of these fights at night anyway. Because I mean, honestly, it fits the theme of it being, like, nighttime as opposed to it being daytime, but it's easier for them to cheese the effects. It isn't They don't have to do, like, crazy high res shit when you're doing it at night. It just lets them, kind
Sure.
of skimp a little bit.
Your
So it
lighting
makes
effects
sense.
don't have to be as good because, there isn't light to
Yeah.
affect.
So the only thing that like I'm a s- my hope is that just because it is such more of a stark difference coloration, that even though it is night, it should be fine because one's red and one's black. But then the other thing is they do have very different body types. Like Venom is a lot chunkier and Carnage
Yeah,
is lankier. So problem is though, and you see it with Carnage especially, he's constantly fucking like spreading his tendrils out and making weapons and shit. So he never really stays that more slender looking form. So if they start doing that, like, and then like maybe Venom starts doing that, like just tendrils popping out everywhere, it could, if it's dark enough, it could be kind of hard to see what the hell's going on. Like it really could.
yeah,
And like you do see that Carnage even has a lot of black running through him. It's not just a solid red. So that combined with dark, and then the tendrils are a lot thinner, and you have red and black coursing through it, and it's moving fast and all fucking chaotically. It could get kind of, it could get annoying, but I do. It can't be worse than the riot fight though, because those two, like, there was not enough of a difference. You got black and you got gunmetal, and they're both pretty much the same size. Riot was just a little bit bigger, but again, it was all tendril bullshit half the time. So it was like you just watched it and had no idea what the hell was going on for the most part. At least that's how
yeah,
I did. Like I was like, "Oh, it looks cool. I just don't know what the hell is happening." Like, but I think it's cool. I'm excited. I'm really stoked to see this movie in the end. It's
yeah,
probably
definitely.
one of my more anticipated movies because I actually did really like the first one. I had a lot of fun with it. So
Mhm.
I'm excited for it, man. And like we've said
Yeah, I hope
before,
it
Woody Harrelson was like the best casting for Cletus Cassidy that you could possibly gotten even back after Natural Born Killers. He's literally been a fan cast for Carnage for like the last 20 years, and it actually happened. So like that's pretty cool too. Like,
yeah.
so it is what it is.